Hello and welcome to the Expression Library tutorial series, episode 5. So in this episode we're going to go through applying an expression to a layer, or layers, property, or properties. It's up to you. So if you've been following along so far, we've created now an anchor point expression, a position property. We've then saved these as multiple properties, and we've also saved the position as an individual property. So now we're going to be working on applying these. So let's delete the expressions on our layer. So now we have nothing on here. We just have my core shape. And we're going to open up the transform property so we can just see the expressions being applied. So there is a few ways that you can apply expressions to properties or layers. The first one is we select the property we want to apply the expression to. So in this instance, we're going to be looking at the position property. We're going to look at the position 100, 100, and we're going to apply it to the position. So we select the position in the transform property group. We then come over to here, select our position 100, 100, and we just click apply. That's now applied our expression to that layer. And it's added a new section to the top as well. Never delete that section, it's very important for the script to run properly. What this does is basically says that it's an expression library, that's where it's originated from, and this is the name of the expression and it's a unique ID. It then has all your information below that. Select the X position, set the Y position, and then calculate the X and Y, set that as the position. Great, so that's one way that we can quickly add expressions to properties. Apply, done. We can also select properties that are not the position and apply them. So even though this is set under the position, we could select the anchor point, for example. We know this is going to work because we're creating two value points for a two value property. We can click apply here and it's going to set the anchor point now to that same property. Position 100, 100, done. We can then delete that. Alternatively, what we can do is we can select the layer. If we select the layer and we apply the position property, what that's going to do is apply the expression to what it's relative to. So here is relative to the position what's in the transform group, what's connected to the shape layer. It's connected to my layer, what's in the transform, what is the position. So if we come down here, we then have our expression tied to this layer. So how this works if we have multiple layers or multiple properties selected. So the first instance of multiple properties selected would be, say, the anchor point and the position property. If we apply this, both of them properties now have the expression applied to them. Let's remove it. Let's duplicate my shape layer, move out of the way, duplicate again, move out of the way, and we're going to open the position property for all of these. So on the first one, I'm going to select the layer, second one select the layer, and the third one select the layer, and click apply. This is going to apply the position 100, 100 expression to all of these. Perfect, just what I wanted. Now if I was to select the position property, and the position property here, and the layer, and click apply, this is doing the same thing. It's applying the expression to my selected properties as well as the selected layer if the property exists. Now let's say, for example, to show you a better example, if I open the anchor point here, I'm going to select the layer here, I'm going to select the anchor point here, and I'm going to select the position property here. I'm going to click apply, and that's been applied to all of them. So as you can see, my shape layer has got the position property applied, my anchor point has got the anchor point set, and then the position has been set here. On my second layer, I only selected the anchor point and not the layer. So my position property will not have an expression on it, as I did not select the layer, I just selected the property where I want the expression to go. So if I get rid of these, we're also going to be looking at applying multiple expressions to a layer. So we have my one layer here, we're going to select the layer, we're going to select one of these properties, so it doesn't matter because these are both the same. If you remember, we created these, can select either one of them. So let's select the PA, so position anchor point 100, 100, and click apply. That set the position and the anchor point to 100, 100. Perfect, that's exactly what we want from that. So it's very easy to quickly add these to a layer or specific properties. Alternatively, you can also just select one of the properties that you know is inside one of these multi expressions. So we know that the anchor point is here, so I'm going to just select the anchor point of my layer, click apply, and that's only applying the anchor point property from this expression onto my layer and not applying the position. Lastly, let's go over if you already have an expression applied to a property. So let's say, for example, on my position property, I have a wiggle moving 10 pixels 10 times per second. Now you can see my expression applied. I want to try and override that. I'm going to select my position 100, 100 and select the layer, click apply, and I'm going to get a warning. It will say, would you like to overwrite the current expression? It's basically explaining to me that that property already has an expression. It tells me here, the property position already has an expression. Choose if I want to overwrite it. If I want to overwrite it, I can click yes, overrides it with my new expression. If I don't want to override it, I select no, and nothing happens.